Yes, Namaste children. How are you all? I hope you are fine. Welcome to the math class. Today I am going to start new chapter which is triangles. Already this triangles chapter we learned from 5th class onwards I think. So yes, we know about triangle, it has three sides and also we know the parts of triangles. Then what extra information we are going to learn in our 9th standard? In this class, we are going to learn congruent of triangles. Congruent of triangles and the criteria which help us to prove the two triangles are congruent. So before going to that, let me recall once your previous knowledge. So tell me now what is mean by triangle. Which type of figures are going to call triangles? Yes, we know that triangle is nothing but a simple closed figure. A triangle is a simple closed figure. Yes, let right here. A simple closed figure. A simple closed figure bounded by how many sides? Bounded by three line segments. A simple closed figure which is bounded by three line segments is called a triangle. See, let me draw a triangle here. One line segment, two line segment, three line segments. It is called one triangle. The reason it is a simple closed figure which is bounded by three sides. Let me name it here A, B, C. A, B, B, C, A, C. So this is called triangle. It is a simple closed figure which is bounded by three sides. Now let us derive the definition of triangle in other way. Or see, last class we completed the chapter which is lines and angles. In that we learned what is meant by collinear points. Can anybody please what is meant by collinear points? Beta, let me take here 3 points. By joining these 3 points, if all the points are there on the same line, they are called collinear points. We can take 2 or more than 2 points. 2 or more than 2 points. By joining them, if all the points are there on the same line, they are called collinear points. Let me take here point A, point B, and point C. What can you say about these 3 points? Can I say these 3 are collinear? No. If I join this, we can't see 3 points on the same line. These 3 points are called non-collinear points. Now let's see what we get by joining 3 non-collinear points. Yes, by joining 3 non-collinear points, which gives a triangle. So with the help of this also, we can write the definition of triangle. By joining 3 non-collinear points, we can write. Yes, we can write by joining 3 non-collinear points. 3 non-collinear points which gives what it gives one, which gives a triangle. So we can derive the definition of triangle in this way also. A simple closed figure bounded by 3 sides is called a triangle, and also a closed figure which is joining by 3 non-collinear points. The figure which is bounded by joining 3 non-collinear points is also called a triangle. Now let me show you one object. Yes. Now what can you say about this? It is called a triangle. It is bounded by 3 sides. 1, 2, 3. It is a simple closed figure bounded by 3 sides. It is called a triangle. Now let's see what are the parts of triangles. It has how many sides? But here see 1, 2, 3. It has 3 sides. So triangle has how many sides? 3 sides. So in that figure we can see the sides are AB one side, BC one side, CA one side. How many angles are there? Yes, we can see here 1, 2, 3. We can see 3 interior angles. Angle A, angle B, angle C. It has how many angles now? It has 3 angles. So those 3 angles are angle A, angle B, and angle C. More we can write for angle A we can express with the help of one alphabet or 3 alphabets. Even B and C also. Suppose if I want to write angle A with the help of 3 alphabets, how can we write here? B, A, C. We can angle BAC, and also we can write angle CAB, angle CAB. So like that, each angle we can express in terms of one alphabet or three alphabets also. Similarly, how can I write angle BY here? Angle B we can write ABC, angle ABC, or we can write angle CBA. Now similarly, angle C we can express three alphabets like angle ACB, or we can write angle BCA. So like that, each angle we can express in terms of one alphabet or three alphabets. And when you are going to express in terms of three alphabets, make sure that the angle should be in between the alphabets. And then we go for next. We can see three vertices. How many vertices? We can see three vertices. Sir, what is meant by vertices? It is the plural word to the word vertex. Vertex is singular, vertices is plural. Then tell me what is vertex? A is the vertex. I mean, it is said to be vertex because it is the common endpoint of two sides BA and CA. See, for BA endpoints are A and B. For AC endpoints are A and C. A is the common endpoints of BA and CA. That common endpoint is called vertex. Similarly, B is the common endpoint of AB side and CA side. C is the common endpoint of AC side and BC side. A vertex, B vertex, C vertex. A, B, C are called vertices. So these are the parts of a triangle. It has three sides, three angles, and also three vertices. Yes, children, just now explain the parts of triangle. It has three sides, three angles, and three vertices. Based on those three sides, we are going to make types of triangles based on sides. Based on the length of the sides, if all three sides are equal length, or else all three sides are different length. So based on their sides length, we can divide the triangles. And also based on the angles, we know types of angles: acute angle, obtuse angle, straight angle, right angle. So based on the angles also, we can divide the triangles. Now let's see what are the types of triangles we have based on sides, which we learned in previous class already. Once I want to recall. See here, let me take one triangle. I am taking triangle PQR. So in that PQR triangle, PQ, QR, RP are three sides. If suppose in a triangle PQ is equal to QR is equal to RP, I mean if all the three sides of a triangle are equal, if all the three sides of a triangle are equal, these triangles are called which type of triangle? Yes, they are called equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle. Here equi means same, lateral means sides, same sides. If a triangle, in a triangle, all the three sides are equal, it is called equilateral triangle. You can see there, each angle is also equal. All the three angles are equal. Each angle is 60 degrees. If suppose any two sides are equal, let me take one triangle here A, B, C. Any two sides are equal. Here you can see length of AB is equal to length of AC, and the length of BC is other than these two. In a triangle, if any two sides are equal, these type of triangles are called. Anyone? Yes, we can call it as isosceles triangle. What is meant by isosceles triangle? Any two sides are equal, not all these two. This dots equal, even this dots equal. Any two sides of a triangle are equal, they are called isosceles triangle. In the last case, three sides are equal, any two are equal. Then one more we have, all three sides are different. Let me take here suppose P, Q, R. Length of PR is different from PQ and RQ. See, I am taking different mark on all three sides. If all the three sides of a triangle are unequal, I mean different length, they are called scalene triangles. What do we call now? Scalene triangle. So these are the types of triangles based on sides. All three sides are equal, equilateral. Any two sides are equal, isosceles. All three sides are unequal, different. called acute angle triangle. Acute angle, yes, acute angle triangle. If all the three sides of the, sorry, all the three angles are acute angles, it is called acute angle triangle. So let me take one more triangle. Yes, now what we can say about this? One of the angle is 90 degrees. In a triangle, if one of the angle is 90 degrees, it is called right angle triangle. Sorry, right angle triangle. One of the angle is 90 degrees, it is called right angle triangle. In the case of right angle triangle, other two angles must be acute angles. In a triangle at most, one right angle is possible. So let me take one more. Yes, so what can you say about this angle? It is called obtuse angle between 90 degrees to 180 degrees. So one of the angle is obtuse angle, it is called obtuse angle triangle. Yes, obtuse angle triangle. Obtuse angle, so triangle. These are called types of triangles based on angles. Acute angle triangle, all three angles are acute angles. One of the angles 90 degrees is called right angle triangle, and other two angles are acute angles. One of the angle is obtuse angle, it is called obtuse angle triangle. In the case of obtuse angle triangle, remaining two angles are acute angles. And also we learned few properties. Let me recall once. If I take one triangle, it has three interior angles A, B, C. We learned angles and property of triangles. Sum of three angles of a triangle, angle A plus angle B plus angle C is equal to 180 degrees. Angles of property of triangles. Sum of three angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. And also we learned about triangle in previous class. Let me write the name of triangle PQR. So let me extend QR, we can see one exterior angle. So let me extend RP this side, where we can see one exterior angle. Even extend PQ, we can see one exterior angle. So let me take this exterior angle x degrees, y degrees, z degrees. So what we can say about the sum of exterior angles of triangle? Sir, angle x plus angle y plus angle z is equal to how much? 360 degrees. Sum of exterior angles of a triangle is 360 degrees. And also we learn in a triangle, if suppose two sides are equal, P, Q, R and P. In a triangle, if two sides are equal, then the angles opposite to equal sides are always equal. Here we can see as if two sides are equal, PQ is equal to PR, PQ is equal to PR or RP also. So in a triangle, if two sides are equal, the angles opposite to those equal sides are equal. Opposite to PQ, angle R. Opposite to PR, angle Q. So we can say that their opposite angles also. PR opposite, sorry, PQ opposite is what? Angle R. PR opposite, angle Q. What is the property over here? If two sides are equal, then angles equal opposite to equal sides. Angles opposite to equal sides are equal. If two sides are equal, their opposite angles are equal. And also we learned one more property, which is, let me take one triangle. So write A, B, C. If suppose angle C is equal to angle A, two angles are equal. Angle A is equal to angle C. So if two angles are equal, their opposite sides are equal. What is the opposite side of angle A? BC. Opposite side of angle C? AB. So angle A opposite I can see BC. Angle C opposite I can see AB. So these are the properties we learned. Two sides are equal, their opposite angles are equal. Similarly, if two angles are equal, their opposite sides are equal. Hope you understood. All these things we learned in previous class. Now today class 9th standard in triangles we are going to start about congruency of triangles. Yes children, now let us see next concept, congruency of triangles. So before going to the congruency of triangles, let's see what is the meaning of this word congruent. Can anybody please, what is the meaning of congruent by here? Congruent is nothing but both must be same shape and same size. See, let me take here two objects. Now see, when I keep one object over other object, When I keep one object over other object, yes, both will coincide exactly. So what we can say now, these two objects are called congruent figures. They are called congruent figures. Congruent is nothing but they have same shape and they have same size. Because of that only both will coincide exactly. So this is about congruent figures. Now let me take two more objects. Yes, you can see two bangles here. So when I give one bangle over other bangle, what we can see there? Both will coincide exactly. They both have same shape, circle shape and same size, I mean same radius. Because of that, these both will coincide exactly. Even these two also called congruent figures. They have same shape and same size also. Yes. So what can you say about these two? One right angle triangle. Here you can see one right angle triangle. Can I say these both are congruent? Though they have same shape, both are in triangle shape. That too they are in right angle triangles. But they are not have any same size. Because of that, these two are not congruent. Then what do we call these type of figures? They have same shape, but size is different. See, when I keep one over other, can you say both are coincide? No, sir. When I keep both over other, both will not coincide exactly. Because of that, we can say that these two are not congruent. Why? Because they have same shape but size is different. So these type of figures are called similar figures. They have same shape, triangle shape, but size is different. Figures are said to be similar. They have same shape, size may be different or same. Now see, if I take these two are called congruent figures, similar figures. These both are called only similar figures, not congruent. Let me repeat once. Congruent means both must be same shape and same size. These two are called congruent. Similar means both must be same shape, size may be same or different also. This is about what is congruent figures and similar figures. What I said about congruent, see same thing we can see in the case of triangles also. Now let me take two triangles. Two triangles and take. You can see both are right angle triangles. Now we'll apply this congruency of figures for triangles also. I am taking two triangles. So when I keep one triangle over other triangle, yes, we can see now both will coincide exactly. So these two triangles are called congruent triangles. What is it? Congruent triangles. Why? Because when I keep one over other, both will coincide. They have same shape and same size. When we can say here two triangles or two figures are congruent, they have same shape and same size. Yes, we will apply for congruency of triangles now here. Congruency of triangle means two triangles will coincide exactly. So congruency of triangle, what we can write here? Two triangles or more than two triangles also. Yes, two triangles are said to be congruent. Are said to be congruent. Yes, when we can say both are congruent, they have same shape. Yes, we can say that they must have what they have. They must have same shape and they have same size also. So when they have same shape and same size, then we can say that two triangles are congruent. Now let me take two triangles here. Write it, name it ABC triangle, and one more I take here PQR triangle. So these both are said to be congruent. They must have same shape and same size. See, these both are congruent. When I keep one over other, all the sides are going to coincide. If I keep this triangle over PQR, AB will coincide with PQ and BC coincide with QR and AC coincide with PR. Similarly, angle A will coincide with P and angle B coincide with Q, angle C coincide with R. Means what? Corresponding sides are equal length. Then only sides will coincide, and also we can say corresponding angles are equal. Then only corresponding angles will coincide. So from here what we can say, beta, when two triangles are congruent, sides will coincide, angles also coincide. It means corresponding sides are equal. Yes, we can say that corresponding sides are equal. Means AB coincide with PQ. When they will coincide? When they have same length. AB is equal to corresponding side PQ. Length of BC is equal to QR. And also we can say length of AC is equal to PR. Length of AC is equal to PR. Not only sides, even angles also will coincide if they are congruent. Then we will keep one over other figure. Means what? Corresponding angles also equal. Yes, we can say that corresponding angles are equal. Corresponding angles are equal. Angle A is corresponding to angle P. So angle A is equal to angle P. Angle B is equal to angle Q. Angle C is equal to angle R. So these are the two important conditions of congruent of triangles. What we can say, beta? When two triangles are congruent, corresponding sides are equal, corresponding angles are equal. This is about congruency of triangles. So where we can see this type of objects, we can see many real life applications, like especially design, like building infrastructure, or else like we can see some tiles. They are in triangle shape, and all the triangles must be same shape and same size. Yes, children, I said here corresponding sides are equal, corresponding angles are equal when two triangles are congruent. Can you say what is the reason? By what reason we can say sides are equal, angles are equal? Sir, when we keep one triangle over other triangle, sides will coincide, angles also will coincide. So when sides will coincide, means when sides will coincide, when their lengths are equal, means two triangles are congruent, means 100% will coincide. So if they will coincide 100%, we can say that their sides length must be equal. And also we can say that angles also will coincide. When angles will coincide? When their measure is equal. Angles also equal. So when we keep one triangle over other triangle, if they are congruent, 100% they will coincide. Means sides will coincide with corresponding sides, angles will coincide with corresponding angles. From there I said this condition, corresponding sides are equal, corresponding angles are equal. Okay children, now we will see here how can we represent if two triangles are congruent by symbolic form. See, let me take here two triangles. One is triangle PQR and another one is, sorry, they not looks like a triangle, mean congruent. Yes, let me take one more triangle. So name it ABC. These both are congruent. Suppose both are like PQ length is equal to AB and the given QR is equal to BC, and also the given length of PR is equal to AC. Corresponding three sides are equal, and they give like this: angle P is equal to angle A, angle Q is equal to angle B, angle R is equal to angle C. Corresponding sides are equal, corresponding angles are equal. Two triangles are congruent. So how can we express them symbolically? So we can express like this: triangle PQR is congruent to equal symbol and like this thing. So we can read as triangle PQR is congruent to triangle ABC. So two triangles are congruent. We can represent with the help of this symbol, and we can read as is congruent to. Now I have a question here. See, I wrote triangle PQR is congruent to triangle ABC. One of the student he wrote like this: sir, triangle PRQ is congruent to triangle ABC. Is it correct? Can you represent like this? No, we will check it here first. When they are representing in symbolic form, make sure that corresponding angles must be in corresponding places. Suppose angle P is equal to angle A, that both must be in same place. Angle Q is equal to angle B, they must be in same places. R is equal to C, they must be in same places. Sir, what about sides then? PQ, suppose PQ is first two alphabets in first triangle. Second triangle, first two alphabets must be either AB or BA. Let us check it now here. First angles will check. Angle P is equal to angle A. Yes, angle P is equal to angle A. First. Angle R is equal to angle B. Second. R is equal to B. No, not equal. Wrong. So we can't represent like this. So representing in symbolic form is very important. Based on that, we need to solve some more applications. So representing symbolic form is important. So let us represent with alternate way. Now let us write a triangle P Q R is congruent to triangle ACB. Can we write like this? P is equal to A. P is equal to A. First equal. Q is equal to C. Q is equal to C. Not equal. We can't represent like this. Okay, now let me take one more here. Triangle. Suppose let me represent RPQ is congruent to triangle CAB. We'll verify now here. Angle R is equal to angle CN. R is equal to angle C. First equal. Angle P is equal to angle A. Yes, angle P is equal to angle A. Both are corresponding places. Middle. Angle Q is equal to angle B. Yes, I can see angle Q is equal to angle B. First equal to angles. Second equal. Third equal. Corresponding angles are equal. Let us verify corresponding sides. First two we can take. RP is equal to CA. Yes, I can see RP is equal to CA. RP, P are same side beta. RP, P are same side. Now last two. PQ is equal to AB. Length of PQ is equal to length of AB. Now last. Length of RQ is equal to length of CB. Yes. Length of RQ is equal to length of CB. Yes. Even here also you can see corresponding sides equal. Corresponding angles are equal. We can represent like this also. Corresponding angles must be same places and corresponding sides are either they must be first two or they must be last two or they must be first last and first last. This is the way we can represent two triangles by using this symbol which we can read as is congruent to. Yes, children. Yes, in 7th class we learned some of the criteria of triangles which help us to verify the given two triangles are congruent or not. With the help of the criteria, we can identify the given two triangles are congruent or not. Let me recall once what criteria we learned in previous 7th class. Yes, we learned the Triple criteria, I think, as side, and also we learned SAS, side angle side. And also we learned ASA, angle side angle, and also we learned RHS, right angle hypotenuse side. We learned this already in 7th class. With the help of that conditions, we can say that triangles are congruent or not. In that, some of them have proof. If they have proof, it is called a theorem. A condition which has proof, it is called a theorem. Theorem means what? It has a proof. If there is no proof, like they are called axiom. What we can call? It is called axiom. What is meant by axiom? It is a universal truth. There is no proof. Like we can say sun rises in the east. It is the universal truth. No proof are required. So these type of universal truth are called axiom. So here some we have axioms and we have some of they have proof. If they have proof, it is called theorem. Like universal truth, if this proof is not required, they are called axioms. Now here, let us see one axiom which is SAS axiom. It is the universal truth which has no proof. So let us see here, SAS congruent rules. SAS congruency rule. So what is SAS congruency rules? So it is one axiom which has no proof. So with the help of this axiom, we can derive the remaining. We can find the proof of remaining theorems. Now what is SAS congruency rules? Two sides, one angle. How that angle is included of those two sides? Yes, two triangles are congruent by SAS. Here we can say that two triangles. Yes, two triangles are congruent. triangles are congruent by SAS condition. Then we can say the congruent two sides. If two sides, you can say that two sides and included angle two sides and included angle of one triangle equal to two sides and included angle of other triangle This condition, it is called axiom. Proof is not required. So let us explain this with the help of examples. Two triangles will take here. Yes. Let me take one triangle PQR and also take one more triangle like A, B, C and take. The meaning of this SAS congruency rule is two triangles are said to be congruent by side angle side congruent rules. Two sides and included angle of one triangle. Two sides and take PQ and PR and take PQ and PR and take, and included angle is angle P. Two sides and included angle of one triangle are equal to two sides and included angle of other triangle. See, PQ is equal to AB, PR is equal to AC. Corresponding two sides are equal and their included angle is also equal. So when corresponding two sides are equal and their included angle is also equal, you can say that these two triangles are congruent by SAS congruency rules. What is said by here? Two corresponding sides are equal. PQ is equal to AB and also length of PR is equal to AC. Corresponding two sides are equal and their included angle is also equal. You can say angle P is equal to angle A. Corresponding two sides equal and their included angle is also equal. They are called congruent by SAS congruency rule. Now let us write this by using symbolic form, congruent symbol. How can we write this? Triangle PQR is congruent to triangle. I said symbolic form writing is very important. So here we can write three alphabets. Let me give three dashes. I said once triangles are congruent, then corresponding angles equal, corresponding sides also equal. Yes. Corresponding two sides are equal, their angle is equal, then we can say that what we can say by SAS congruent rules, they are congruent. Now we are going to write symbolic form. So how can I write symbolic form? Corresponding angles must be equal places. Angle P is first, angle A should also take first. They must be in same places. Corresponding angles are equal. Now let us move to sides. PQ is equal to AB. PQ first two, AB also first two. Already A there, so we can take here B. PQ AB, PQ AB. Then one more number is what? C. That is the way we can write symbolic form. You can verify after that also. PQ is equal to AB, corresponding sides. PQ AB both are corresponding places. First two. PR is equal to AC, PR first last, AC first last. Even they are same places corresponding and sides. Angle P is equal to angle A, P first, A first. So that is the way we can write symbolic form we can write. So it is SAS congruency rules. Yes, children, now we will see one example based on SAS congruency rule. Just now we learned SAS congruent rule. What is the condition? Two sides, one included angle of first triangle equal to two sides and included angle of other triangle. Then they are congruent by SAS congruent rule. So based on that, let's see one example here. They gave OA is equal to OB. Length of OA is equal to OB. You can see the symbol also here. And OD is equal to OC. Length of OD is equal to OC. This symbol tells that both line segments are equal. The length of OD is equal to OC. Now they are asking to show that triangle AOD is congruent to triangle BOC. AOD is congruent to triangle BOC. Yes. Now let us go for solution over here. They give two triangles, triangle AOD, comma triangle BOC. They give two triangles. We have to show that these two triangles are congruent. Let's go for given data. What is given by the two triangles? He said OA is equal to OB. OA is equal to OB. They given in question itself. And also they gave OD equal to OC. Their corresponding sides. We can see symbol also here. Is given this also they given. So one side equal. Yes. Now we'll see here two line segments BA and CD. When two lines are intersecting, angles formed opposite are always equal. What is the condition? Vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles are always equal. Yes, from these two triangles, from the figure we can say that in triangle AOD, angle AOD is equal. In triangle BOC, we can say angle BOC. Both angles are equal. The reason is they are vertically opposite angles. One angle is equal. Yes. Now we can see here two sides and their included angle. Even here two sides, one included angle. So two sides included angle of one triangle equal. Two sides included angle of other triangle. So we can say that these both are congruent by which condition over here? By SAS condition. Two sides and their included angle. Two sides and their included angles are equal. By SAS congruent rule, we can say that both the triangles are congruent. We write now symbolic form here. Triangle AOD is congruent to triangle BOC. Triangle BOC. Already they gave symbolic form. I wrote. You can verify corresponding sides are in equal place or not. Corresponding angles are in equal place or not. OA is equal to OB. OA is equal to OB. First two. OD equal to OC. OC, last two. Angle O is equal to angle O. Angle O middle, angle O also middle. Corresponding sides and angles must be corresponding places in symbolic form also. Then we know that here, if two triangles are congruent, what I said, they have two properties. Corresponding sides equal to corresponding angles are equal to. By CPCD we can say here. Why? Because even they are asking to prove AD parallel to BC also. AD parallel to BC. So to prove this, you know the condition. When two triangles are congruent, yes, then we can write. Now what we can write over here? Now we can write AO is equal to BO. AO is equal to BO. OD is equal to OC. Last two. OD is equal to OC. First class AD is equal to BC. Comma AD is equal to BC. Corresponding sides are equal. And also corresponding angles are equal. Angle A is equal to angle B, we can say, and angle O is equal to angle O, and we can say angle D is equal to angle C. Angle D is equal to angle C. This one is, we can write here CPCD. What is CPCD over here? Corresponding parts of congruent triangles. Corresponding parts of congruent triangles. Once two triangles are congruent, nothing but their corresponding sides equal to corresponding angles also equal. They are asking to prove AD parallel to BC. Yes. So let me take the second condition. So to prove AD parallel to BC. AD parallel to BC. What we can do here? We know the corresponding angles. A is equal to B. Let me write here angle A is equal to what? Angle B. Yes. And also we know D is equal to C. Angle D is equal to angle C also. Yes, they are asking to prove AD parallel to BC. When we can say two sides are parallel here, when we can say two lines are parallel, when their corresponding or alternate angles are equal. Yes, I can see here B is equal to A. How these two are alternate angles? Alternate angles are equal means what? These two are parallel. Yes, we can say that AD is parallel to BC. The reason is alternate angles are equal. Alternate angles are equal. This let me take first condition and this will take here. second condition. Yes, second right. From first condition. From first condition we can say here. What we can say over here? We got angle A is equal to angle B now. From one, angle A is equal to angle B. Yes. There are alternate angles also. There are alternate angles also. So what we can say? Alternate angles are equal. We can say then we can say that CB parallel to AD, or we can say AD parallel to BC. Because corresponding angles are equal. So these are the applications based on the congruent of triangles. This is one of the applications of SAS congruent rule. Two sides included angle. And we can apply these conditions also in continuation. Once triangles are congruent by CBCD, corresponding parts means corresponding sides, corresponding angles of congruent triangles are always equal. With the help of these results, we can find the solution of remaining conditions. Thank you once again. Hope you understood today's class. We'll meet next class.